I got book mail. Dark bleatings, everybody. I have book mail. If you saw my last video, you know I've had a bad few weeks, and the way I'd like to cheer myself up is by buying books. And so books I have, some of these I bought and some were sent to me by the author or editor or whatever. So I just wanted to show them to you, and then maybe you can help me decide what order to read these in or something. That'd be cool. So yeah, these are all new. So, and usually if you've seen any of my content, unless an author has sent me something as an ARC or something, I'm usually talking about books that are old. So this is new for me, but I've got So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. I was so excited because I'm such a huge fan of Rachel Harrison. Black Sheep is one of my favourite books of all time. It's amazing. And also Such Sharp Teeth I read this year as well, really enjoyed. So I was really excited about this. I feel like this has to be vampires, right? So Such Sharp Teeth is werewolves. Black Sheep is I'm gonna say like religious / cult kind of horror. Family horror, you might say. And then I'm assuming this is vampires, and I'm just really hoping, I know she's also done witches, so I'm just kind of hoping that she's gonna just hop around all of the supernatural themes and monsters that I enjoy. So what's it about, I hear you ask? Sloane Parker is dreading her birthday. She doesn't need a reminder she's getting older or that she's feeling indifferent about her own life. Her husband surprises her with a weekend getaway, not with him, but with Sloane's longtime best friend, troublemaker extraordinaire Naomi. Sloane anticipates a weekend of wine tastings and cosy robes and strategic avoidance of issues she'd rather not confront. Wow, that sounds familiar. Like her husband's repeated infidelity. Oh, thankfully that doesn't sound familiar. But when they arrive at their rental cottage, Naomi has something else in mind. She orchestrates a wild night out with a group of mysterious strangers, only for it to take a horrifying turn that changes Sloane's and Naomi's lives literally forever. It must be vampires! I'm so excited. So if you haven't read Rachel Harrison, you should really give her a try. Start with Black Sheep, because personally that's my reigning favourite at the moment, but I haven't read all of her work, so I'm sure everyone has favourites. If you've read outside of Black Sheep and Such Sharp Teeth and this, let me know what your other favourite works by her are, because I mean, I am going to get to them all probably in the next few months, but yes, I'd love to know your thoughts, so I'm super excited for that. I have started reading this one, so yeah, this is the first in this pile I'm reading, but yeah, super excited. It's really good so far. I'm only about 30 pages in, but as usual, her character work is fabulous. Next, I received from the author, thank you very much, Dan Coxon. It's called Come Sing for the Harrowing, and it's a short story collection of horror, I assume. There's a whole bunch of blurbs on the back. We've got blurbs from Brian Evanson, who's an award-winning author. He also did the foreword, I think. Yeah, foreword by Brian Evanson. Wow, we got a blurb from Eric LaRocca. Sinister and deeply affecting, Coxon's remarkable collection is too compelling, too inventive to miss. And I'm very likely going to agree, because I read Dan Coxon's work before and I think he's an incredible short storyteller. He has like really creepy ideas and he, you know, writes them really well. So I think he's really great in short story form. We've also got a blurb from Laird Barron and Christy Nogle. Sorry if I've mispronounced any of those names. So the little synopsis here says, this is the newest collection from award-winning writer Dan Coxon. Come Sing for the Harrowing is a terrifying menagerie of the strange and weird. Unsettling, poignant, and always masterfully crafted, these 16 stories are a feast of folk horror where the fine line between the mundane and the malevolent is blurred beyond repair. With 5 never-before-published stories, as well as tales featured in publications such as Beyond the Veil and Great British Horror 7, great anthology by the way, this collection is a tour de force from one of the most talented rising stars in the horror fiction landscape. Yeah, really can't wait to get into it. I haven't read any of the stories so far, but planning to get to that definitely in like the next week or two. I'll finish this one up and I don't know why I asked you to suggest where to read these in. I'm just deciding as I go, aren't I? The problem is that I want to read them all in one go, and I have started multiple books at a time before, but that starts to feel very stressful. I end up with books all over the house with bookmarks in them, so yeah, I'm trying to go back to one at a time. Next, I'm really super excited about this one. This is my first review copy received from Flame Tree Press, and I'm really excited about it because I love Flame Tree Press. They publish so many of my favourite authors, and I love an anthology. This one is edited by Mark Morris. It's called Elemental Forces. I've seen other people talking about this as well. New horror short stories. So new stories in the acclaimed ABC of horror series. If you're not familiar, you should be. It's so much fun. Yeah, I'm really excited to get into this because it contains stories by Poppy Z. Brite, absolutely incredible author of Exquisite Corpse. I've talked about that a little bit. That is one of the most incredible, unsettling but gorgeously written horror novels I've ever read. It is extreme horror, proceed with caution, because I did not realise that when I picked it up. In fact, because I never read the synopsis normally, I thought it was about zombies. Oh, what a shock I had. Sorry, Andy Davidson, I'm unfamiliar with. Aaron Dries, I've heard of but haven't read yet. Paul Finch, I've read. Christina Henry, I've read. Laurel Hightower, I've read, and you should too. Verity Holloway, I've read. Jim Horlock, I believe I've read. Gwendolyn, oh, I always say Kisty, but I think it's Keist. Gwendolyn Keist. Annie Knox, I have recently worked with Annie on one of her upcoming projects, and she is amazing. I can't talk about her work highly enough. She's one of those like hidden treasure kind of talents of a writer, so I'm really excited for you know, the next thing that comes out from Annie. I'm really excited, but I didn't know she was in this anthology before it arrived, so I'm super excited about that. Sarah Langan, awesome. Tim Leben, one of my absolute favourites, as you'll all know. In fact, oh, most of that's off screen, but here I am representing Tim Leben. Will McLean, I haven't read. Tim Major, I think I've read. Luigi, oh no, I'm so sorry. Luigi Musolino, I'm so sorry. Kurt Newton, Nicholas Royal, David J. Shaw, Paul Tremblay, I love Paul, and PC Verone. So I am extremely excited about this. Let's read the little synopsis together, shall we? This hotly anticipated 5th volume of new horror stories edited by Mark Morris, who is awesome. I love Mark Morris. If I see edited by Mark Morris on a thing, I'm going to buy it. This hotly anticipated 5th volume of new horror stories edited by Mark Morris once again features 16 contributions from the best in the genre alongside 4 fantastic tales selected from open submissions. The annual anthologies have been praised for showcasing originality, richness and diversity, and this year's is no exception. Human fears are laid bare, with an occasional dash of humour in tales of ancient mysteries, wistful spectres, surreal nightmares, gruesome body horror, witchcraft and more. I love witchcraft. Super excited. Oh man, this is such an exciting pile of books. Okay, and the last one that arrived is from Bev Vincent. It's Stephen King, his life, work and influences. If you saw my recent interview with Bev, then you might already know this was coming out. Unfortunately, it didn't arrive in the UK for me in time before I interviewed Bev, so I couldn't talk to him about it then. But yes, this will be another in Bev's non-fiction collection of writings about the work and life of Stephen King. That's why I know Bev, that's what I know him for, know and love him for the most, and he also writes fiction that I really love. So let's read the synopsis. Get to know the King of Horror. For fans of all things that go bump in the night comes a brand new guide to prolific author Stephen King and his world of terror. Discover how King became a household name and penned a written legacy worthy of the title The King of Horror. From Carrie to Pet Sematary to Fairy Tale, travel through King's life as he creates these classically creepy stories. For readers already obsessed with Goosebumps and Edgar Allan Poe, graduate to the next level of scary tales with an extensive look at King's books, short stories, writings, movies and series, exclusive memorabilia including personal and professional correspondences, handwritten manuscript pages, book covers and movie stills, personal insights and observations such as real-life settings that inspired King's writing and his life as a Boston Red Sox fan, a collection of King quotes from decades of interviews. So step into the Stephen King universe with this ultimate guidebook if you dare. Your masterclass in horror starts now. I'm so excited. The thing that I love about Bev's work, and so many people have written about Stephen King, but Bev really is like the authority. If you're looking for, like, if you do any sort of project and you need reference material, like, Bev is your guy, trust me. But the thing that I really love, that really comes through in Bev's work about Stephen King, is that he writes about his work with such love. You can really tell that he's like a big fan of his writing and of the man himself, and so it just feels like wholesome, and you know, like you're reading someone's best friend writing about their friend's career. The other great thing about Bev's work on Stephen King is that he's so up to date. He brings something new out every few years, and always like covers the last few years of King stuff. So yeah, he's probably working on something else right now, but yes, I can't wait to read this. I'm so excited. Right, so that's my recent book haul. I don't normally post book hauls. Let me know if this is the kind of thing that you do or don't want to see more of, and I will, you know, I'm here to do your bidding. But yeah, I'm gonna go off and read a little more So Thirsty now from Rachel Harrison. I'll put the links to all the books in the descriptions, and if you know of something new and upcoming that's coming out that you think I'd like, please suggest it in the comments. I do have at least, you know, 150 books on my unread TBR by now, but you can never have too many, can you? It's not going to stop me buying any more books. Put myself on a book buying ban earlier this year. So stupid. See you with another video soon, please.